I'm back. Sorry if I sound a little sick. But yeah, guys, we've ended the week strong, just like how I said we would. And we're gonna have those recaps. I'm gonna recap that Wednesday play for you guys, which was that Google play that went, I believe, over 100+%. And I took AMD personally today just because the breakout was so fast that I couldn't even alert. So I just didn't want to do that to you guys. But obviously, if you got in the retest and if you guys know my strategy, you guys already know what to do in terms of holding and in terms if it does come and kind of get into the negatives for you guys. You guys already know what to look for, right? Which is those EMAs, which is your last line of defense, like I always say. But here's my AMD play that I took today. Once I get a little bit more advanced with editing, I will put the screenshots for all those doubters out there that swear that, are just envious. But as you guys see, right off the bat, I have AMD on my watch list. I put out the watch list. I didn't put it like the chart wise, but I did say what names I was looking at. I was looking at Amazon, Snow, Nvidia, Google, and AMD. Why? Because they all have my setup. Here is that inside, right? That inside. Let's go into the smaller time frame. Let's go into the 15. So with AMD, right when we opened, which was, I believe, this candle, every time we open, right, I always look at my last line of defense, which is my EMA, specifically that 21 EMA, which is that yellow line. So here we see AMD come up, try to like fake buyers out, right? Which is very important with in terms of EMAs, is to always let that candle close. Initially, it ended up closing. I seen that rejection. I got in, took this wick, gave me like 60, almost 70% on this. If you guys see me on social media, you guys could see the proof there. But yeah, give me 70%. But literally, AMD was having multiple confirmations, right? Let's start with the pattern. Double top pattern. This is the neckline, which aligned with my setup, which is perfect for me. EMAs rejected, which was another confirmation for me. Let's go into the 5 minute. 5 minute, we did have kind of like this pullback, but realistically, guys, like I always say, always focus on that 15-minute time frame, because that 5-minute time frame is more noise, right, in terms of EMAs and stuff. So as you see here on the 15, right, on the 5, it probably would have faked you out because we had this small little pullback, right? And but all it was doing was having a nice little pullback to the upside to come and test those EMAs once again and had that nice rejection. And that's exactly what happened. If you guys took this play, congrats. I took 128, so if I would have just held, my cons would have been deep in the money. But since I don't like to have multiple plays at once, I decided to take my 70-80% and call it right there. Next play that I want to show you guys is Snow. Goes back to my setup. If we look at the bigger time frame, I said I had Snow on the watch list. Why? Because it has my setup right here inside, right? All I'm doing is taking the breakout. Let's go into the 15-minute. I need to know that in the 15-minute those EMAs are below, just for me to feel good about taking this. So here it is. EMAs, we had that rejection, and yeah, I took that trim at 25%, because realistically my other play was about to alert, and just like how I said, I don't like to have multiple plays at once. So yeah, I took my 25%. But yeah, as you see, we have a big magnet here on the bigger time frame. Let's go into the 1 hour. We have this big gap, so if I were to short it, I'd short it to the gap at least, right? Because we haven't tested this gap before. And usually when it comes down, I'm expecting a bounce from that, right? So that's really what it was with Snow. And yeah, guys, that was an amazing play right there if you held. Now let's go into Amzn. This is the Amzn play we took today. So Amzn, if you guys are in the Discord, you guys already know I was saying that I'm looking for a fair value gap play to possibly, look into shorts and short it into that 4-hour inside low and possibly daily inside low, right? Even if you did wait for that, for my strategy at least, you still would have got a nice good amount. But yeah, I took an early entry here. This is what I like to call early entry. I seen that there's this fair value gap on the 5 minute. Now, in terms of the 15, I don't know if you guys remember, I was like, I'm waiting on this 15-minute candle to close, right? Because it was testing that EMA right there. So I wanted the candle to close below. Now you see the importance of waiting on that candle close below the EMA. And that basically gave me that confirmation for that fair value gap. I entered around here. And yeah, we targeted the inside low. And this play ended up going to, I believe, I want to say 300%, maybe 400. I cut at 200%. But yeah, I cut around here on this candle. And yeah, it was a great play, guys. Let me show you guys the bigger picture. Obviously, when you guys see double inside days, this is what I mean. I love those type of plays. Just give me more confirmation. You could play inside to inside. And yeah, and if I have a fair value gap there, then, you know, why not get that entry, right? As you see, well below on the 5 minute on my VWAP, 15-minute well below my EMAs. That's another check mark. And that tap of the fair value gap giving me that early entry, and then boom. As you see here, amazing play. Now let's go into that Google play we took on Wednesday. So Google, let me delete this. Google, let me go to the 4-hour, right? All I did with Google on Wednesday, right? I seen that we had a massive gap up. When there's a massive gap up, guys, I only want to play calls unless we can't hold the gap. I don't understand why people try to fight against the trend if, you know, the stock is basically telling you I want to go higher off after that gap up, right? So yeah, I went into calls. I went all in calls. We also had like kind of like break of structure. Let me see on the daily. Yep, that break of structure right there, confirming it. But yeah, I had my strategy right here, this 4-hour insight, and all I did was take that breakout on calls above. So my play looked like this, literally. And I took 187.5s on these, so. And then, guys, another thing I would love to see, like, in terms of me taking breakouts and insights and stuff, if you ever see, right, if you ever see a fair value gap form around that area, then that's good, that's a good indication that, you know, this play might go. So here's that 3-minute fair value gap I was telling you guys about. Here it is, right? And you see we kind of came wicked below, not wicked below, but came close, wicked, and then guess what? We had that nice bounce from there. But it's literally very simple for me, guys. I would never overcomplicate it. That's what I did when I was, you know, starting it. It was like all these things that were trying to confuse me, and then I finally found my way. And yeah, here it is. That is that Google call out. Let me see what we sold it for. Give me one moment. We sold it for 255% on Wednesday. So like I said, back-to-back bangers, guys. Very, very very A+ on this right here. Now let's talk about Nvidia, because a lot of people were trying to long it, which, you know, I respect it, play your setup, but for me personally, guys, with Nvidia, I was going zone to zone, level to level, and if I had an inside, then, you know, good. But here it is. You see this pinkish line right here? That's my resistance. So one thing to point out, right, on Tuesday, it let me know that that resistance is well respected. How? Because you see how we try to wick above, but we ended up closing below. That let me know that that resistance is strong right there. And as you see, this is my level. Obviously above my zone here, above 140.37, which is that resistance, I was looking to long it, but since we never got that confirmation, all I seen was puts to 131. As you see here, major support in a way right here. But yeah, literally resistance to support, guys. It took about 3 days, but yeah, that's literally why I was saying shorts, guys. And that's not ever to like try to go against anybody or anything, but I'm just playing my setup at the end of the day. Goes back today, right? We had inside day, double, triple inside day. So if you played Shorts below 135.83, you're absolutely paid. To daily inside low to 133. I still see it going to 131, like I said, but that's really why I was saying shorts realistically, right? But yeah, guys, I hope you guys at least gained knowledge on why I took the plays, why I did what I did, why I said what I said. And yeah, it was a great week. And yeah, like December PA is just not it. So I am looking to take less trades. And trying to end this year strong, right? But yeah, realistically, guys, it was an amazing Friday for all of us. I hope everyone ended up green. And if you didn't, you know, you got to ask yourself why. Am I being too greedy? What am I doing wrong? Ask yourself those questions to yourself. But yeah, we'll be back next Monday. Yeah, peace.